of Reezy Talks. I'm your host, Reezy Resells, and this is episode number 95 of Reezy Talks. We had a different strategy planned out for this episode, but it's all good. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're rolling with the punches as usual, and we're going to turn this into a old school call-in show, AMA style. So if you don't know what AMA is, that means Ask Me Anything. And if you don't know the number, it's 209-83-REEZY, which if I'm right is 837-3399. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. 209-83-REEZY. Call in and ask me your questions, anything you need help with. If you're just getting started on Amazon, if you haven't even got started on Amazon, but you want to get into it, book-related questions, social media questions, 209-83-REEZY. And I got to get a drink of water real quick. Hold on. I talked way too much right there. So while we wait for the first caller to come in, let me go ahead and check in with you guys on the chat. Did those of you, are all of you guys aware of the new thrifter pins, the Resist pins? Ain't flipping, slipping, scan everything pins. Quick little merch plug before we go into the first call. You're live on Reezy Talks. Who's this?
This is Matt. How you doing?
What's up, Matt? How are you, man?
Long time listener. First time caller.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Adolph, isn't it?
I just chimed in and saw it. I guess I got the delay in the live because I'm looking at it on my other phone.
Yeah, there's a little bit of delay, but what's up, Matt? Do you got a question or a specific value that you're going to provide here today to the audience?
I got a good question.
Let's do it.
My question is about outsourcing. So you can a good way to step away from the business. You can look at the business from a whole versus working on the business versus in the business.
Right. And how do you question being just like, how do you get there or just, okay. So I think that's a great question, Matt. And I think for everybody, it's going to be different. You know what I mean? Depending on what your situation is or what you want or how much money you want out of it or whatever. And I know it's not easy, but for me, and I don't know if I think it's physically not easy, but also mentally not easy because we don't want to let go of the reins. We don't want to let anyone else drive the ship. You know what I mean? We're worried it's not going to be as good. It probably won't, but I mean, it will still go in the right direction. But for me, what happened was, the environment basically forced me to do it every time. Right. So I first, when I finally quit doing like all the day-to-day running around looking for stuff was when I broke my foot a couple years ago. I want to say almost 3 years now. So I broke my foot skateboarding drunk at a bachelor party. And after that, I couldn't.
It must have been a good time.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, it was fun. But you know what I mean? I couldn't go out. And so at first I was like, oh, I'm ruined. And then I was like, no, wait, like my guys that have been going with me to help me, they're just going to have to go without me. And I didn't think they were ready or whatever, but they made it work. You know what I mean?
It makes sense.
And so in that way, I stepped back and then I was able to go, I had an awakening, right? Because I was like, whoa, like I don't have to do that. You know what I mean? And if I don't have to do that, what else do I not have to do? Because the other time that springs to mind when it happened is when I used to wrap all my orders myself, you know, when I was still doing mostly merchant fulfilled. And it was during textbook season and we were selling over 100 merchant fulfilled a day and we're wrapping them in the living room of our 2-bedroom apartment. Right. And my boy, he hit me up. He needed some money. So he was like, hey, I'll wrap all the books for you for the next month for $500. And he's probably watching this right now. Big Mike, that was the worst deal you ever made, but it was the best deal I ever made because I just gave him the money right away. And then he wrapped all the books and he came up with systems and he did it. He wanted to get the hell out of there. You know what I mean? And so he improved the whole process. But what happened was after he was done, I was like, I'm not going to go back to wrapping those books. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, wow, they are going out, you know? And then I was like, find my dad. And I was like, Dad, you want to make, you know, some money? Just come over to my house and wrap books 3 times a week. You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is that like, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. You can obviously make more if you do all the work yourself, if it's at that scale. But I think it's hard. It's just hard. You need to step back, look at it, and there's no specific way to do it. But I think, at least for me in my situation, certain things happened to me, or my wife went back to school full time, and now we're homeschooling. And so my time is at a demand. So I can't chase books around. So now we're going to go into bulk. You know what I mean? And this is all just happening because of reactions,
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any advice on that. I would love to hear it as well, because I'm not the best at it. And like I said, I just wait for, I kind of just, you know what I mean? I just wait for the shit to hit the fan, and then you do what you do. You know what I mean? You operate.
I just started doing it recently. So from like the last month, I haven't really scanned the book at all. And we've been doing averaging about 2 pallets a week.
Okay.
By doing that. So now I have one person scanning and one person listing. And the guy scanning, I taught him a lot. And he's actually scanning a lot quicker than I am. I guess because he's focused. All he has to do is focus on that one thing.
Right.
One thing he's worried about is scanning these books.
Right.
And that gives him more time to start doing
the
other stuff.
That's the benefit that you get of the benefits of compartmentalization of processes, right? You can get really good at something when that's the only thing you do. It's the same reason why it's important to batch your processes out, because you get much faster at that one action that you're doing in that task, when you do it 100 times in a row versus do this, then that, then this, then that, then this, you know what I mean? Do all this, then do all that, you know what I mean? And so on.
Yeah. Correct. So now I've been able to focus more on opening the bookstore while they're doing more of the online part.
Awesome. Hey, well, you're coming out to the New York meetup, right? September 22nd, 2 p.m.
I'm gonna try to come. I didn't get. I thought it was private only.
Well, the free public meetup is Sunday. The free public meetup is Sunday, September 22nd at 2 p.m.
Okay.
In Brooklyn.
All right.
At a park.
Okay.
By the water.
Which park?
I can't tell you yet. It's secret information.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll drop it like 2 hours before, but it's in Brooklyn at a park by the water. So if you're smart, you can figure it out. But thanks for calling in, Matt. I'll see you then. Hopefully, if not, I'll talk to you online. Peace, brother.
All right, later.
All right, man. So that was nice hearing from Matt. If anyone else has a question, just call in. Do what you do. You're live on Reezy Talks. Who's this?
Bubba Calderon. What's up, Reezy?
What's up? What was your first name?
Bubba. I go by Bubba.
Oh, Bubba. Like Bubba Sparks. What's up, Bubba?
Something like that. Oh, man.
Sorry if that was offensive. I don't know if that was or not. Not intentionally.
Not at all. I used to rock with him back in high school.
Yeah. What's good, man? How can I help you?
Hey, but honestly, I just want to say thank you, man. You got me back reselling. Back about 10 years ago, I used to run a shoe store. Used to flip shoes, not online, just face-to-face type thing. Started watching your podcast. Got my little brother reselling. My mom's the original hustler.
Damn.
Flipping comforters again.
Yeah.
You got my whole family flipping again, which is crazy.
Dude, that's awesome, man. My aunt is the original hustler in my family, so I got it from her. But I feel that,
I got it from my mom.
The family hustle is real, bro. My dad, back in the day, every TV we ever had came from, you hear the brakes, hit the reverse, go back, and there'll be a TV on the curb. That was our new TV.
Yeah, it's crazy. Mom used to flip comforters she would get at like clearance stores at full price to people not knowing you can go buy them at like outlet stores and returns. It's crazy.
Right. Awesome, man. Well,
yeah, I just want to say, I actually just wanted to call in and say thanks, man. You've been an inspiration.
Dude, well, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for letting me know. Is there anything I can do for you, bro? Anything else while I got you?
Right now, I'm flipping on eBay and Poshmark. Sales are doing, steady.
Okay.
I'm trying to get into the Amazon game. Basically, right now, what's stopping me?
So what does try mean? How far has that went?
I've already signed up for an account. I got I'm accumulating books to send in.
Okay.
My biggest question, the one question I do have is, there's two different sellers accounts. There's like a pro account,
Yep.
and then there's the one where you pay $1 per item.
Yep.
Now, once I start selling stuff on there, will it ungate me either way?
So it's not going to ungate you either way, but let me break it down real quick. On Amazon, there's two types of selling accounts. There's the individual account, which is free, and there's the professional seller account, which is $40 a month. The professional seller account is good because it allows you to apply into restricted categories, and it allows you to become ungated. It doesn't mean you will be ungated. It just means you can earn it over time, right? If you're in an individual seller account, you can't even do that. And of course, they do debit your account for an additional $1 per sale. So the way it works is as soon as you sell 40 items a month or more, you should sign up to be a pro merchant.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on my way, man. I got a box full of books I've been scanning. I got
list some stuff merchant fulfilled. Don't wait, for FBA. List some stuff merchant fulfilled. Make some sales, ship it to the customer. Pretty much the same as eBay, but just get it going, man, because you want to get some hustle juice from the new platform to get you going. You know what I mean? Get you excited.
Yeah, it's been crazy, dude. I needed to pay a supplemental tax bill, and I flipped it off the shoes I bought in 2004.
That's
just
awesome.
Some beater box Jordans. It was crazy. I got $1,800 off some beater boxes.
Wow, cool. I know nothing about sneakers, so it's all news to me, man. But dude, thank you for calling and dropping that. Man. I appreciate you, man. Have a good day. Hustling family out there. The whole hustle family. 209-83 Reezy. Call in. Holler at your boy real quick. Let's talk. Let's chat. Dang, Hector Mora, thank you for the super chat. Hector Mora, $9.99 super chat. We like that. Proud of you, Reezy. Oh yeah, somebody call in. Don't make it too easy, cause I'll rap super cheesy. That's what happens if you don't call in. I'm just gonna rap, and it's just gonna be crunk. It's gonna make you bob your head and do this. You're live on Reezy Talks. Mute your YouTube, please.
What did you say?
Can you mute your YouTube, please? Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
What's going on? This is my man Reezy.
Who am I talking to right now?
This is Kansas Nate.
Dude, Kansas Nate, what's up, man? Kansas Nate in the house. You know I got love for Kansas, right?
Yeah, man.
You can see this hat that I'm wearing right now, right? You can see this.
Oh yeah.
Where
showed me your video like 2 years ago, and you had the Jayhawks hat on.
Dude, that's what's up. Where?
Who this guy is,
but I'm in that hat. I sold you on the hat. What part of Kansas are you from, brother?
I'm from Topeka originally.
Nice. So I spent 7 years in the butthole of America, Salina, Kansas. I don't recommend anybody going there, but it is what it is. But I did go to Topeka many times to skateboard. I was there, the grand opening of the first skate park that they put in Topeka. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I ended up moving to Rhode Island when I was a youngster. So I didn't get to skate too much around Topeka.
Yeah. So what's up, man? How can I help you? Nate from Kansas.
So I've been getting my Amazon business going. I've been kind of, living in your DMs recently. If you remember, I got a couple good finds that I had. I've had more success doing fulfilled by merchants so far.
Okay.
And I'm really trying to clear out some space of my room, turning into a bookstore, and do more FBA.
All right.
Just having some trouble sourcing wise, finding profitable books.
So what do you? I mean, what the stuff that I'm sorry, I keep hitting the microphone, but the stuff that you're selling FBM, you don't think you could sell at FBA, or is it really heavy stuff, or?
Yeah, well, like some of it's, it's like that cutoff of, the fees to come in from FBA, and it just starts chipping into the profit margin a little bit, and it's
they're lower, so they're all lower profit books, just like $2 to $3.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I just wanted to make sure you knew what you were doing. So yeah, there's that. And what's the specific question? You're just having trouble finding books that are going to be profitable?
Yeah, I guess it's basically,
How many
trying
books?
to
How many
detect-
books are you scanning a week?
Probably an estimate, some more than others. Probably a couple hundred is
A week.
probably where I'm at right now.
That's how many you're buying, or
Yeah.
how many you're scanning?
I'm probably scanning like 500, buying like 100.
Yeah, well, that's not bad. That's a 20% accept rate. I'm sure you're exaggerating a little bit, not on purpose or anything, but for the sake of round numbers, I don't think it's 20%. So, but whatever. Yeah, you need to scan way more books, man. Way more.
Yeah, that's
So
I'm working, the 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and trying to do the.
Yeah, so let's talk about that then. Like, where are your major sources for books?
So right now I've been doing a lot of eBay.
Buying on eBay.
Yeah, buying on eBay.
Okay.
Lower price books. I do the savers. I've been doing some local book sales. I've just kind of started to get.
But are you able to hit savers every day or no?
I mean, is it feasible? I could do it.
Right.
I went there tonight after a long Monday at work. Found a few good ones, but so I'm out there. I'm just
You just
trying
so
to.
Here, let me just lay it out for you, right? So this is how the book game works. When you're doing a cherry picking model, you have to suffocate the competition. You have to go, and all of you guys watch me and listen to me. So it's like there's only going to be the actual one per each like geographic like unit that actually listens and actually does it. The good news is, less than 1% of everyone watching this video that decides to start selling is not going to actually keep selling. Not to say that that's good news, but as far as keeping our competition less and not worrying about it, but you have to go every day. You have to know the name of the lady or the man that puts the books out, and even the one that works on the other 2 days a week when they're not there. You need to know what time. You need to, be appreciated by them so that they want you to get the books, so that they'll do little niceties to help you get the books more. Maybe they'll hold them out for you, maybe because you help them put them out, or you clean up the shelves but when you're done buying just to make the place look really nice, even though it's not your mess. Or there's a multitude of things you could do, but you need to have your finger on the pulse of not even just that one store, like 4 different stores, So when I was at the peak of running my cherry picking route, there was at least 4 places that we would go to every day where they would have new stuff out, and it would be crucial, to be there at the specific time when the new stuff came out, because oftentimes we weren't the only people there. And if you're not there when the new stuff comes out, you just assume it sucks, and it could be great. You're just not there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, that's the only thing you can do unless you want to drive further areas. But for all you know, there's a treasure trove of books, and it's not even that much harder for you to get them. You just need to figure out, where they are, why aren't you getting them, and then modify your system so that, go at different times until you find out when the good time is. And like, this is a really common thing. A lot of people don't realize this, but employees are employees. So they're only going to do what they're told, and they're never going to do exactly what they're told. They're going to do like 70% of what they're told. And that's considered a good employee. So although they're supposed to scan all the books at this store, they scan the books. It's no use buying from them on Monday, but maybe there's 2 days a week where one guy works and he's lazy. He could care less. So he doesn't scan the books, or even he was just mistrained. And for some reason he thinks don't scan textbooks. So when he works 2 days a week, textbooks come through. You know what I mean? Or they're not, just like the littlest things like, oh, I know on Wednesdays and Thursdays, the type-ins are gold because that worker's lazy and doesn't look up the type-ins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you're not going to like develop a solid relationship where you have like backroom access, you know what I mean? And you're completely in between the books and the other customers, then it's all about all these little fine-tuning tricks that are like relationship based, and just understanding when they come out.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I think kind of right now I'm in almost like I'm trying to be stealth mode because, just being new to it, I don't want to be walking in there and, scanning and get like a bad rep or something for whatever reason. But I think you're right. I got to kind of take the next step and just,
so I mean,
be friendly, be my normal self.
Yeah, be friendly, be helpful, remember people's name, all that stuff. Just be humanitarian, but understand that like you should be appreciated. It's a lot harder situation to work if like people just don't like you for some reason and you have to battle through that. But for the most part, people should appreciate you. You're buying a lot of stuff. You're cleaning the shelves out. You know what I mean? Like I live by the beach, and so we have this saying, pack your trash. And it's like, whenever you go to the beach, pack your trash and like any other trash you see. You know what I mean? So when you leave, it's better than when you got there. And if the store is always like that, when you come, they're going to take notice.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else I can help you with? But it just sounds like you need to go harder, man, so you can get some more inventory. You need more dice rolls, right? So, which means you need to show up more.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that's all I had. I appreciate taking the call.
Awesome.
Great advice.
Awesome, man. Have a good week. Thanks for calling in.
All right, rock chalk.
Yep, all night, all day, all year, except for when it's not basketball season. Small factoid, I don't watch sports. 209-83 Reezy. Give me a call. Please don't make me rap. That would be the last thing that you want to hear. Please smash the like button too. There's 98 people, and logic would tell me there's way less than 98 likes. It's just YouTube math. You're live on Reezy Talks. Who's this?
Hey, what's going on, Reezy?
Hey, how are you?
Nick.
Nick. How's it going? Nick from where?
From Toronto, Canada.
Hey, what's up, man? Up north, how are you?
Oh, good, man. I had a couple questions about, so I source a lot of products from China, and I noticed now when I go to send them in, they want me to get 2D stickers from the manufacturer, but I don't know how to get them. And is there a way to find out before I list the product if it needs a 2D sticker?
I have no idea what you're talking about with the 2D stickers. Is this something specific to private label, or are you talking about a packing lit, like a? I don't understand what you're talking about because I've never experienced that. But if it's a private label specific question, I guarantee my friend Matt Loberstein has the answer to that.
Yeah, it's not private label. It's like that. It's
Are you talking about
like
box contents?
No, I want to say what it is, but I don't want to give it away.
No. I don't want to know what your item is. I'm just talking about the sticker. Does anyone on the show who's in the chat know what we're talking about right now, so we can figure this out? If not, we'll probably just move on to the next one. And I'm sorry, I just don't want to talk about stuff I don't know anything about, and I don't know anything about that. So, what was the next question? We'll see if anyone in the chat has any help with that. Did you have another question? I guess not. There was only one question about these mysterious 2D barcodes for products. Maybe something people have to do when they're making brand new product listings. I don't know everything, guys. You're live on Reezy Talks. Who's this?
Hey, how you doing? It's John here in Newport Beach, California.
Hey, how you doing, John?
I'm great. This is really cool. You're doing live calls. I think it's great. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, awesome, man. How can I help you out?
So the question is specifically for getting ungated, down the road, having some brisk sales. And I know there's a magic number that at some point, let's say you try and get ungated for a brand and hopefully Amazon gets us ungated. But my question is regarding going and doing retail arbitrage. So if we use invoices from a distributor to get ungated initially, will Amazon? I read or heard somewhere, I can't remember where, I read or heard somewhere that, okay, if we get ungated using, let's say, invoices from a bona fide distributor, that potentially Amazon will come maybe on your second or third or fourth round of sending stuff to FBA that you picked up, let's say, at a Nike store or something like that.
No, I think I know where you're going. So
yeah, they might come back and say, hey, we
Right.
want invoices for
Right,
the
yeah,
third
yeah.
or fourth order.
No.
That's a problem.
No, so this is commonly misconceived and like just misunderstood a lot. So the two things that are confused here in this conversation are getting approved to sell a brand and then also proving that the items you sold are authentic, which is two different things, right? Because a receipt from a retail store proves that the item was new, but it does not give you permission to sell that brand if the brand owner doesn't want you to, or if Amazon, is making you jump through a hoop, right? So that's not an invoice. That's not like a legit distributor, a wholesaler, or a distributor or whatever. But the actual question is, you're fine. Don't worry about it. So that's just how it works. You get approved, and then where you get your stuff from in the future, that doesn't matter.
Okay, so
Amazon, to put it into perspective, Amazon themselves sold all the first year that Amazon sold toys on Amazon. They failed to secure deals with suppliers, and they went and purchased toys from Toys R Us and then marked them up and sold them on Amazon themselves. So you'll be perfectly fine. Just keep all of your retail receipts. That way, whenever you do get a customer complaint, because what happens, and a lot of people don't know this, the more brand new retail stuff you sell, the more inauthentic claims you're going to get, or defective claims. And it's not always that the customer genuinely believes that. It's that they wanted to return it because they got the wrong size, or they don't want it anymore. And they want to choose a return option that's not going to cost them any money for sure. So they pick one of the two that says it's your fault, and then Amazon's automated beast, and then they leave it on us to prove that it's not. So then we have to provide our receipts. But why did I say receipts? Anyways, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Get your wholesale order in, your distributor order, get approved, and then going forward, just make sure you keep all of your receipts.
Okay, great. Just to follow up with one quick, I don't know if this is possible. Is there a list of or something available to someone like us who's getting started, to find bona fide Amazon accepted distributors for certain categories? Is there something that we can tap into without? Yeah.
Kind of and no. So no, because most people aren't going to just give those away, right? Like I have a few that I use for different things, and we share those in my Patreon group, which is a private paid group. But there is people that sell ungating services, which is essentially them linking you up with their contact and then telling you which products to purchase that will get you, the invoice you need to get ungated. So if you poke around on some of the Facebook groups, you can find these. They're charging like, I don't know, $300, $400, $500 to get approved for different categories. And I can't vouch for them, and I'm not participating in any of that, but that kind of stuff is out there. I don't have any testimonials or anything. So as always, before you make a purchase from any individual, I would look for other people who have made it already and ask them if they were satisfied. So other than that, you just have to do what you're saying and, put in that muscle and that continued work, be a professional seller, have happy customers, hit that magic number, whatever it is, units sold or dollars sold in the last 6 months or lifetime or whatever. Nobody knows what it is. And as soon as we figure it out, they'll change it anyway. So, but what we do know is that if you put your head down and you work hard, you can achieve maximum approval, which is the internal term for this when you get ungated in almost anything, in 6 months. So if you sell on Amazon, like your life depends on it for 6 months, at the end of that 6 month period, you should start to get eligible to be ungated in big brands like Nike, Hasbro, Star Wars, Disney, all that stuff.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for taking this call, man. You
awesome,
rock.
Man.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good day.
Take care.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling in. All right, line is open. We're going to do a few more calls, guys. 209-83 Reezy. Give me a call. Let me hit up the chat real quick and see if I missed anybody out there. How are you guys doing out there? So Book Bandito knows something about the 2D. Let's see. 209-83 Reezy. Give me a call, guys. I'm a bit more liberal on my acceptance of acceptable books if it's a textbook. Me too, Ira. Me too. Students are really accepting about the quality of their books. You're live on Reezy Talks. Who's this?
This is Jason.
What's up, Jason?
Oh, nothing much, man. Thank you for throwing all your stuff up on YouTube for free. It's awesome. I found it like 2 months ago, and in that time, I've already made like over $1,000.
Damn,
cool.
That's what I'm talking about. Smash the fucking like button for Jason because he made already over $1,000 in the first 2 weeks just because he's watching YouTube, specifically my channel. That's awesome, Jason.
So, yeah, so I got a question. So I'm getting a bunch of cool textbooks and stuff like that. I try to get, textbooks, obviously, because they sell good.
Yep.
But I noticed I'm getting a bunch of ones that are, like, in good condition, like new condition and stuff, and I can't list them. And I know that there's, like, a thing for, like, Pearson or Pearson, however you pronounce that, and some of the other brands. But
right.
Is that, like, is there any way to get around?
As far as I know, there is no way to get around the restricted textbooks. I don't know if people have been able to get approved or earn approval or find a distributor that would sell them textbooks that would get them the invoice needed to get approved. I have no idea. I can tell you, though, I wasn't planning on talking about this yet, but I am starting a program. I actually already started it. It's in beta right now where it's a consignment system. So you send those books to me and then I sell them for you. And then we break bread 50-50.
Yeah. Cause I noticed I can do them in very good, but in very good, they're worthless. So it's like,
why would you say they're very good and worthless and very good?
Well, I get like $14 in very good condition, but mine's in like new and it's got the CD brand new and it's like $70, but I can't list.
Right. Yeah. No, I see you listing. And for those of you that are listening that didn't really pick up on what we're talking about pricing by same condition or better. Right. So meaning that he's not comparing his condition, it's comparing by sub condition of used like new. Right. So, and that's more important with books that have CDs or supplemental materials like that, because people will be buying it and asking you, does it have the CD? Does it have the CD? And you're able to put in your listing, yes, it does have the CD. So the long answer and the short answer, the only answer is that nobody really knows. And so I would recommend either sending it to me and I'll sell it for you, or sell it on eBay or maybe Mercari or some other place, but definitely buy them. Don't leave them on the shelf.
No, I am. I got a nice little pile of them.
Yep. Yeah. Same thing with, with anything. I mean, if it's not expensive, if you're getting it for the $1, you might as well create a little pile for when that day comes.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then I got a question. Right now I'm doing FBM and it's working because I only got like, 200 items listed or something like that, 200 books listed. But like what? I don't know. Does it equal out? Because I know it seems like I'm getting, I don't know what the cut is for FBA. Like, how much do they charge? Is it actually make sense for me? Because I'm not that big right now, but I know you can get a little bit more.
Yeah, correct. So the thing is you're almost always going to make more on books, except for when the price gets down really low. So there'll be like, depending on the weight, an FBA, an $8 book might make you $1, or it might lose you $0.25, depending on what it weighs. You know what I mean? And that same book, merchant fulfilled, I believe, can like make you $2. I'm not sure, depending on your rate, if you do bound printed matter or not, which is a lot cheaper shipping. But overall, the main benefit, besides being able to price a little bit higher with FBA, is just getting much quicker sales, right? Because you're going to get that used buy box. And then being able to scale your time and stuff. So imagine, shipping 100 orders that you merchant fulfilled versus putting 100 books in a box, and sending it to FBA. So if you have the time to, ship all the orders and you're capturing a lot of that low end profit, or a lot of the books you're selling maybe are like, more of a gamble. They're really high rank, and good return. And instead of FBAing them because you think they might take 6 months or 2 years to sell, you just put them on the shelf. Otherwise, I would just say FBA, because I guarantee you whatever you're paying for your square footage of storage in your own home is FBA's cheaper.
No, I get what you're saying. What is too high of a rank for FBA, you think?
Man, that's a really subjective question. So because you have to understand, is it a real bad rank or is there other factors affecting why the rank is bad? Because, you know, an item that sells really well can become a very poor selling item if the price is too high all of a sudden. You know what I mean? And so maybe oftentimes if I'm looking at an item and I think it will sell and it's good, but I'm not sure, but when I look, there's no FBA offer there, I always send it because I want to populate that offer spot. And maybe that's why the rank has got bad, because there's no FBA supply and people want to buy it FBA. You know, statistics say that, I'm not going to make up a number right now, but it's some really high number, like 70 or 80% of most people have only purchased through FBA of Amazon customers and continue to only purchase through that. So if anyone knows the actual number on that, let me know. I'll put it in the description or comment section or something. But yeah, so I think you just get more visibility, you get more sales. You're going to get the buy box, which is obviously why you're going to get more sales, and then just being able to scale your time so you don't have to. And then the huge benefit, man, is going on a trip for 7 or 10 days and your shit just keeps selling and you don't have to, you go, send someone over to your house to pull the books and wrap orders. You know what I mean? Which I've done that before, you know, it's no fun.
Yeah. So then, going back to the textbook that are gated, how the heck am I seeing guys that have like new accounts where it says like new account and they're listing like new condition? Like what the heck?
I have no.
Seen that. So
I have no.
In there.
Yeah, I have no idea, no clue, no idea.
Crazy.
Unfortunately, there's so much. Right, there's so much stuff going on, and this is a good insight for everyone too. There's so much stuff going on online and changes being made and rules changes and ways and little tricks and stuff people don't talk about on the internet or YouTube. And so you never know. But knowing one little thing could be the difference of, you know, going out of business or making $1 million next year.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Anything else I can help you with?
So I saw real quick, I don't know if this is legit or not, but I saw things. It's like like a browser extension for Chrome, and you can buy it's like $10 a month or something. And it's supposed to help you get ungated. Is that legit? Have you heard of that stuff?
I have not, but I would assume it wouldn't be legit. If it was only $10, I would assume it's definitely not legit. If anyone knows what we're talking about here, let me know because I don't know. But generally, if it's only $10, I would assume it's definitely not legit. And even a lot of the ones that are $400 or $500 are not legit. So be careful with that stuff. If you value your Amazon account as much as I do, you don't want to play around in the dark area too much.
No, I get what you're saying.
All right, man.
For sure. Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Jesus loves you, bro.
Yeah, Jesus loves you too. Thank you for calling. That Jesus guy, he loves everybody. 209-83 Reezy. Give me a call. We got 97 people viewing, and I'm going to go look at the likes, and I'm going to be disappointed. There's only 48 likes, so that means 50 of you or more, because some of you guys left after you liked the video, because you're my boys and girls, didn't like the video. So I'd appreciate a little bit more likeage. You're live on Reezy Talks. Who's this?
Hey, Reezy, this is Ron from San Jose.
Oh, what's up, man? Close call.
Yeah.
How are you?
Hey, man, I just wanted to, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Excellent.
Awesome, man. I'm watching the show, and I just had a question. I am selling Amazon merchant fulfilled.
Okay.
And I recently got banned. I sent out 2 products that got returned, and then it just happened like two more, and then it all happened so close together. So I'm trying to get. I sent in an appeal to Amazon.
Yes.
And I was curious if you have any tips on maybe how I can.
Okay, so I do have some tips for you, and it's pretty much the only tips that I have for that. First off, you got to be careful, man. I feel like there's a little bit of the story that you're not telling us. But that doesn't really matter because there's only one way to really get your account back. Well, two ways kind of. But so when you email the suspension team, you need to make your letter all about the front half of it is like, yeah, my bad, I fucked up. Not in those words, but you know what I mean? Like, we made a mistake. Like, you can't you'll never win if you lead into it trying to defend yourself. You have to lead into it. We're sorry we made this mistake. This is why we made this mistake. This is exactly how it happened. And this is how we're going to make sure it never happens again. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. Our chance to resume, being a professional seller on Amazon Marketplace as soon as possible, blah, blah, blah. That's the way that you have to do it. And if you do it any other way, they're not ever going to let you in. And on top of that, you might have to submit the same one like 3 or 4 or 5 times before they let you in, just because the people who are reviewing them are just, flying through them real fast, not really paying attention, because they're also measured by Amazon by how many they review, how fast they review them. You know what I mean? So you're dealing with a huge automated system. And unfortunately, it's Jeff's sandbox, so you got to play by his rules, right? If you have extraneous situations and you can't figure it out, you need to email jeff@amazon.com. And that's like a second level of customer support where they give you special attention, and then bring your case, and hopefully you can get your account back.
Okay. Thanks, man. Is there how what is the approximate time to wait? So I submitted a second appeal within a period of a week.
Yeah, they should get back with you in like 3 to 5 days. I would contact them in chat and maybe phone call, a day or two after you submit it, just to make sure they're looking into it.
Do you know where I can find like a direct number on the site, or
not for the account suspension thing, but in the Amazon seller app there is a way for contact us, and you can get it to ring your phone.
Okay, awesome, man.
All right, man.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for calling in. I wanted to hang up on him so bad because the background noise was terrible. I'm so sorry for that, guys. No offense to the dude. Hopefully he got some help out of that call, but that background noise was killing me. Like, I swear, if I was an aviation aficionado, I could identify that aircraft off the sound. So, guys, a couple more callers. 209-83 Reezy. This is a water break presented in my amazing limited edition Reezy Resells Hustle Flask, 40 ounces to freedom. We got subliminals everywhere. Little known factoid, the printing for this 40 ounce right here is straight off of the Old English 840 ounce bottle. You're live on Reezy Talks. Who's this?
Hey, how you doing? It's Ira from Indiana. What's up?
Hey, Ira, can you mute your YouTube real quick, please?
Yeah, I got you, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
I had a couple questions. One of them was like a basic sourcing question.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find books that are like the used buy box is solid, good, $20, $30, maybe 40 even.
Mm-hmm.
But low merchants are coming in about $5.50, $6.
Right.
And the e-scores aren't great. Talking like less than 8.
Okay.
Are you leaving those? Or are you grabbing them?
So it really depends on what price you're paying. Are you getting them for, $5 a bag? Do you got to pay $1, $2, $3? It all depends on what your price is in your situation. But with those ones, man, it really just depends, man. What's your specific take on it?
Well, right now I've been kind of leaving them just because I don't want to have to sit on a book for 6 months to maybe make $10.
Right.
I know some people will, but right now I'm just kind of like,
so
you know what?
The thing,
still pretty small.
Yeah, the thing is like, do you really need that dollar right now to try again? And like you said, it's going to take so long to recoup it. And with the reason that, and I'm assuming the sales rank too is probably worse than it used to be. Like with those are kind of related to what I was just talking about, where you're like, when the prime bump is not sustainable, you know what I mean? To that,
Right.
and then it stops selling because people buy mostly FBA. So then they stop buying. It's not like they're going after the merchant fulfilled offers. They're just not buying. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then the rank goes bad
Right.
and the e-score goes bad. So, I mean, it's kind of like a budget question. You know what I mean? Or if you're doing MF, maybe a storage question. But if it's something that you believe will sell at that price, I think if you have the money, you should get it, because 1 to 10 is great. That's 1,000% ROI. But also, maybe with those, you want to look for a little extra oomph in it. You know what I mean? Meaning like has some other buying signal that tells you should buy it. Like you really like the subject matter. You know what I mean? It's not a fiction book. It's I say this one all the time, but like exoskeletons of felines or something like that. Like whatever. Cats don't have exoskeletons. I don't know what I'm talking about, but
a niche book.
Yeah, super niche, because when you're like, there's certain buying signals, like I was saying earlier, like when you're unsure, but then there's no FBA offer, you're like, okay, cool, I'll buy it and send it in. You know what I mean? If you're unsure,
right,
but the title is about, breeding horses, you're like, okay, I'll get it. It's not some just whimsical title, right? And that would be, because that would purely be just like market inefficiencies, you know what I mean? Versus,
right.
the off chance that, well, like, hey, maybe it's a little bit market inefficiency, but, it's also something that people actually like.
Okay. No, that's cool. Yeah, so it sounds like it's pretty subjective just based on subject matter and some other factors.
Yeah. So one thing that I do recommend is tracking your inventory really well. So I don't know if you use Caleb's tracking spreadsheet, which there's a link in the description. Or ScanLister, or however you use it, you can encode like your sales rank at the time of listing into the item. And then you can get all this data and you can see, what's your sell-through rate. And you could even look at your sell-through rate by, rank as listed, or by eScore or whatever it is that you have in your spreadsheets. And you could say, you could develop, detailed, internal opinions over the course of a year or two, saying, well, yes, it looks like I can turn this $1 into $4, but 80% of my inventory that I end up trashing in the end of the year fits this category, so we're not going to buy it.
Okay.
Because that's another thing, like there's just a percentage, whether it's 5, 10, 15%, depending on how, good you are buying or underbuying or overbuying, it doesn't sell. You're going to throw it away. It just doesn't sell. Not, you're not always right. The beautiful thing is with all the data we have, we could be right way more than we're wrong, and that the dice roll costs us so little, it's not usually something we have to worry about.
Okay. It kind of goes in a little bit with my second question regarding the used buy box, just because that's part of the reason why I've been avoiding some of these books, is that I don't think I'm used buy box eligible for used books yet, because certain ones where I'm the only FBA offer, I don't possess the buy box. However, I have it for used non-book items, which I thought was weird.
Yeah. So this is another one of those things where there's no real rhyme or reason to it. I know you have to be a pro merchant to get the buy box, so you're obviously a pro merchant, but you might want to just contact seller support and be like, hey, why don't I not have the buy box for books? Like, I should have it. And sometimes, you can get it enabled just from badgering support.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, I did like message them, and they gave me like the typical blow off answer, and I'm like, well,
no, hit them back.
Let me get some feedback. And
yeah. So here's the one thing I want to give people too, is like Amazon seller support works for you. You know what I mean? You pay their paychecks. You know what I mean? So don't be, scared to demand. You don't have to be rude, but get what you want. You know what I mean? Because Amazon is also working them to death, and so they're prone to like half-ass everything. And just let them know that, hey, I'm not that one seller you're going to gloss over. You know what I mean? And tell them exactly what you want. And I do it all the time. They're like, oh, this and this and this. And I'm like, no, sorry. You're going to have to escalate this. That's not how we're going to do this. Like, just let them know and be straight with them. And you have to be persistent, because think about this. If they get 10 million messages a day and they just gloss over them real quick, and then, 9 million, 900 million don't even message them back, they just save themselves 90% work,
Right.
So it's all, the whole thing is economy at scale with automation. And if you're able to deal with it and jump through the hoops, you can make some good money. And that's what we're all doing.
Right on, man. Appreciate all the info. Thanks a lot.
Awesome, man. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, guys. I don't know if that's it or if we're going to get one more caller. We're 50 minutes in. 209-83 Reezy. We'll do one more call. I need to get some water. So don't sleep on the pins, guys. The limited edition Reezy Resells pin. There's only 100 of each one of these pins, and they're laser etched in the back, numbering, so you'll forever know what number you got. And they're limited, just like these water bottles. I only made 100. Don't miss out, guys. You're live on Reezy Talks. Who's this?
Hey, this is Stephanie out of Nashville. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I've got some questions. We're doing FBA for just books.
Okay.
And we've come across some international textbooks. So what's the deal with those? They pop up as just the regular version. If we notate that it's the international version, can we still sell them?
No, you cannot sell those.
Okay,
not
that's
on Amazon.
what I had assumed,
yeah.
but I figured
So,
I'd turn to somebody who might know a little bit better.
Right. Sell those on eBay. A lot of people would try to risk it and slip those through.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. There might be, I actually don't know the exact rule on this, but if you can sell them on Amazon, which I feel like I should know this, but I don't, just make sure you do the right listing. You never try to put the college edition on the main one because it gets more draw or whatever, but you'll always be safe selling those, on eBay, or if you come across a textbook where you think it might be counterfeit, I mean, first of all, don't sell stuff that you think is counterfeit. But if you're just not sure about something, I wouldn't risk it on Amazon. I would try on another marketplace.
Okay. Do you know anything about selling Amazon Canada or anything like that?
Yeah. So I don't know a ton. I do know you got to get it over the border, obviously, right? So either you ship it over the border or you can get a freight forwarding service. I've used one before, not to go to Canada, but to go from Canada. So I purchased goods in Canada and had them shipped to FBA in America. But they basically take it over the border for you, and they'll do it in such a way that it's in small enough shipments that you don't have to pay duties. So they'll do 500 at a time or whatever. Then they'll reassemble it at the warehouse in Canada or America, vice versa, and then forward it to Amazon for you. But I know there is a lot of opportunity, but also the customer, everything's completely different, right? In America, we buy so much, right? We just shop so much. Everywhere else is not the same, but there's different opportunities there than there is here. I mean, I know a lot of people that do get books in Canada, and then they sell them in America because they're the same books. They're still in English, right? But
the potential for having them sit in the warehouse longer.
It's definitely going to be longer. But if you find that hot product where there's less competition, because there's definitely more opportunities like that, hot product with less competition than there is in a newer marketplace than there is in America, right? The problem is you have to also weigh that against the demand from the customer. Is it actually there? And then the just understanding
about that market,
and understanding that the ranking is completely different. You know what I mean? The sales rank, so 100,000 in books here, might be 10,000 in books in Canada. I'm just making this up, but it's going to be.
But I get your reference.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all different, and there's also cultural differences too that can come into play. But if it doesn't cost much to try something a little bit. I don't know a lot of people that got into selling into Canada and that talk about it and are still doing it, but I know a lot of people that have at least tried it, and I haven't heard any horror stories. So I think you'll be fine if you just wanted to start it out, try it, send some stuff over there and see what happens. It can't hurt too much.
Exactly.
Awesome.
All right, well, I think I'll give it a shot. Thanks. I really appreciate
Awesome.
your input.
Make sure you check in and let me know how it goes. I want to know.
I will.
Awesome.
I've got a few international books that we just picked up. We did a sourcing trip all up the East Coast and have a few, and I'll send them in there just to kind of get a feel for how it goes.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks for calling in.
All right. Thanks very much.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So did you guys know that I'm doing a meetup September 22nd? September 22nd. That's 2 weeks from yesterday, 2 p.m. in Brooklyn at a park by the water. 2 p.m. Brooklyn, September 22nd. On a Sunday after garage sales, I'm doing a meetup in a park in Brooklyn by the water. And I want you guys to come. It's free. There's going to be me. There's going to be some other big Amazon sellers. You do not want to miss out, guys. It's going to be a great time. 2 to 4. Hang out, network with other sellers in your area. There's a lot of sellers in the New York area. Also, guys, if you somehow made it this far in the episode and you don't know what Amazon is, please head over to my website, reezyresells.com, and pick up a copy of my free Amazon course. That will get you in the game 2 to 4 hours to consume that, and you will know everything you need to know. Thank you for watching, guys. Smash the like button, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, drop a comment, do all those things, stimulate the algorithm. And remember, if you ain't flipping, you slipping. Peace.